Hello, this is Bonnie, and today I would like to share with you Fairy Hug's brand new release. These stamps are basically a collection of our past stamps that are put into a scene, and each one roughly measures about 4 1/4 inches. Now, these can still be stamped, you know, like if you wanted to just stamp some, ink some individually, but for the most part, these were created to make it easy for you to create just one scene, kind of a stamp and go if you want to. And I'll show you, we also created some paper that works really well with these stamps. So let's get started. This is called Cupcake Wishes, and you can recognize a lot of these stamps and also understand the stamps are not the same size for the most part as what they were originally. So you will recognize that too. So the next one is called Dancing Joy, and you can see how that would all work too, and you can have these stamped in different colors. There's spaces between. There's so many things that you could do. And this one is called Endless Knowledge, and you can also see what's included in that. We have our fairy and our owl and our book flowers, and then our stack of books. And then we have, this one's called Hydrangea Nightfall. It includes a moon, and if you can see, technically, if you really wanted to and not keep this scene as this, you could really cut this apart. I'm not saying that's what you should do. This keeps it together, but at the same time, this will complete a scene. Or like I said, you could do this and add a different part over here if you wanted to when you're stamping. This one is called Magical Journey, and as you can see, we have the gnome mansion in the background, we have our stone walkway, pathway, and then our stone stage, and then we have one of our dragons and another flying dragon. There's just it's a really good scene. And then we also have Magical Night, and this has a lot of elements, a lot of stamps included on this one. Again, this is a one stamp, and you just stamp the whole thing at one time. So it works really great with stamping platforms. And then we have Seaside Living, and you can see that how we have our scene in there and our rowboat. And then we have Swinging Delight, and that includes the clouds and the mushrooms and the tree and the fairy on the swing. And then we have Tea-licious, and this one has a fairy with the teacups and the steam and the teacup flowers. It's a really cute scene. And then our last one, we have total of 10 scenes, 4 1/4 inches, and this one is called Woodland Family, where we have the doe and the deer and the baby fawn. So these will make really great cards just in themselves. And I am going to show you, this is the new paper. It is called Enchantment. And as always, Fairy Hugs papers are 216 GSM. We have 24 double-sided sheets, 2 designs of each. So, and it's 6 1/4 inch paper pad. Now this particular paper, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the side. It doesn't really matter which way we go. I wanted you to pay attention that this outside area doesn't have a texture look to it. So this is going to allow you to put any type of ink or stencil design or more stamps to complete your scene. I want to go ahead and pull one of these out because I want you to see how this fits on this paper. Each scene will fit on this paper. So as you can see, setting that on there, it will fit perfectly inside there, and you'll have your scene already set for you. And like I said, you could add whatever you wanted to on the outside to enhance it, or you could even pull out more of the Fairy Hug stamps and add to the side of it as well. It's really, really a cool concept to do. So here are some of your papers. I'm going to go ahead and show you all of them. We have all different colors. And make sure I get to the beginning again. And they'll work for all different seasons, all different types of scenes, I believe. And then I believe that's the beginning. Check that out. Yep. So that's what you get times 2 to be able to create with those stamps. Then the next thing that we have, which is something completely different that we've ever done, and we have 10, they have little scenes in them, but they also have sentiments. And they roughly measure about 1.5 inches. So we don't have special paper for these, but if you wanted to even cut out, you know, you could stamp these and cut these out using like a 1 3 or 1.5 inch, I think. In some cases, maybe about 2 inch. You could even use like a 2 inch. You'll have to measure every time you go to do it to see what size circle and die you can cut these out that way, or you can just stamp them. It works either way. So this one is called Fairy Little Things. And I think you can recognize that cute little fairy on there. And like I said, these are not the size of what these fairies and the mushrooms and everything was to begin with. So just to give you some idea, that fairy measures, I want to say about not quite 3/4, but about 3/4 of an inch. So just to give you an idea. This one is Hello Hydrangea. And this is a hydrangea right here. I think it'll look better if you can see how when I go to stamp them. But you can see the cute little bees on there, and then the sentiment hello. This one is called Joy Wings. And the sentiment says, I should have told you what they said, joy gives wings to your heart. And the first one said, enjoy the little things, and then the next one was hello. And if you look close, this has got all the little musical notes, and it's really cute, and a little tiny fairy. This one is called Moonlight Wishes. And I also wanted to say to you that a lot of these coordinate with the 4 1/4. So if you wanted to like stamp that and even use these on your envelopes, like on the back or the front of your envelope, they're really cute to go together, or inside of your card. This one's called Moonlight Wishes, like I said, and it has a little fox and it has these little mushrooms. And this one is called Much Joy, and it says, may your joys be many and your troubles be few. And again, we have a tiny moon, the trees, and the deer. And like I said, I'll show you how these coordinate. This one's called Sending Birthday Wishes. And this has the musical fairies, or musical butterflies, and it's got some flowers, and it says Sending Birthday Wishes. This one is Time for Tea, and we have tiny teacups, a little bunny, and the clock, and again it says Time for Tea. This would be really cute with a little tea gift, you know, putting this with, you know, tea, and then using this as a tag. This one is called Treasure Quiet, and it says treasure the quiet moments. And this is, again, the book flowers with a owl. This one is called, we call this one Dragon for You, because it's a dragonfly. Anyway, so it says for you. It's got the dragonfly and a sunflower. And then our last one is Dragon Steps. And the sentiment says, this journey is yours. Enjoy each and every step. Now I want to show you how these coordinate together. And we're going to go ahead and pull that out. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop just for a second and get these together so it goes a little bit smoother. Okay, so I've got these combined a little bit better for you to see. So as you can see, these two would go great together. They don't have to go together. There's just an idea that you can put these two together. They are great separately, but I just wanted to give you an idea that you could. And we have this one that works really good together. It has the fox and it has the same mushrooms in it, and it would work really well together as well. Then we have the Hydrangea set, where you can have the Hello that goes really good. It has a little hydrangea, and they go great together. We have the book set that goes really great together as well. And again, like I said, you could make this even into a tag to go inside of your card, or just as the gift to go with your card. And that's true for any of them. And then this one's more of your musical theme, where you have your dancing and then you're playing, you know, the guitar. I think it's a mandolin, I'm not really sure. And we have the one that is Seaside, and this is a dragonfly, so that goes really good together as well. And then the last one we have is just, you know, Woodland Fairy Fun. So that's what we have for our collection for this next release. I think it's going to be really exciting. I can't wait to see what everyone creates with these. I just think this is just a great way, a great fun way for you to create with your cards. And remember, I mean, they can be just stamped in the black and the white, or it can be, you can add some color. And the background paper works fabulous with this as well. So thank you so much for stopping by, and can't wait to see what you create. Hi, this is Bonnie, and I wanted to share with you a little bit more about the latest release that are kind of like, we're calling them magic circles and sentiments. And the new paper is Enchantment, which I showed you previously. And I have stamped a lot of the images just to give you an idea of what they look like on the paper. Some of the paper in Tumble Shine is also the correct size. However, it can be larger. It doesn't really matter because you can always add to it. So there are a few papers I used from Tumble Shine. You just can always lay the, I'm going to say the cover sheet. I'm going to show you on top of any of the paper to see how it's going to look, which works really, really well. Like for instance, that would work great. So, and see this one's a little bit bigger, but I still think that looks really great. So it just depends. You can always test it by using the cover sheets. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I did do. And this one right here is the one I just showed you, and this is called A Magical Night. And again, this paper is the Enchantment. And then I wanted you to see how it just basically stamps on cream. This is really thin paper, and because of that, it absorbed, and you can see there is a difference in the detail. You don't see the detail in this one as much, but that was my error for putting too much ink on. But this is what it really does look like when you stamp it, and that's that one. Now, I'm also going to say to you, this one I use Nocturne, which is a darker ink, which makes it show up a lot more. And then this one I stamped in Morning Mist because I intend to color, and if I color lots of times, it really helps me to have it be a little bit lighter. So that's what this one looks like, and this one is called, I didn't have that pulled out, there we go. That one is called Tea-licious, and you can see how it overlaps the circle in that. And then at the bottom, I actually added what I call a matching sentiment. It doesn't have to be that sentiment, and it's called Time for Tea, and that's what's down here at the bottom. You could do so many things with these, but for right now I'm just going to give you the basics. And so that's what that looks with Morning Mist. This one is with the I think this one is this is Morning Mist, but stamped more than once. And again, you can see the details in those stamps. And then we've got, this one's called Magical Journey. And it also has, I'll show you that later because I didn't do anything with that. But again, I stamped this with Morning Mist, so it's lighter. It's not as dark, but because I'm intending to color a little bit on that one. And then this one is, I think, also with Morning Mist, to be honest with you, but it might be Nocturne. I don't remember anymore. But you can still see how it stamps. And it stamps really well. Now again, this paper is really absorbent, and so it has a different look, you can just tell, than this paper. So it really makes a difference on what you stamp on and what type of crispness you want. If it's porous, it's not going to do as great of a job. All right, so this one is called Seaside Living. And again, I did do this one in Morning Mist. You can see that it's lighter. And then I stamped it also on the cardstock. Just I wanted to see how things stamped on different papers. And this one, I think, this one also happens to be the Tumble Shine instead of the new paper Enchantment. And it worked really well. And then the next one is called Swinging Delight. And this is Enchantment. And again, I did that with Morning Mist, so it's not as dark. And then I also did that on the cream stock too, and it did a fine job, actually. You can see the details on those. Okay, and then this one also is Tumble Shine. And again, I stamped this, I think I stamped this a couple of times because it's darker, it's not as light. And then this one's on the cardstock. And again, you can see the details in all of those. Looks really good. You know, this one is called Cupcake Wishes. Let's see where I put that one. So of course, it's the last one. That one's Cupcake Wishes. Oh, and this is backwards in my package. But at any rate, that's the way it stamps. And we have, this one is called Hydrangea Nightfall because we have our moon in there. And again, this one was stamped with Morning Mist, and the paper is Enchantment. And you can see the difference in that. Okay, and this one is called Dancing Joy. And I want to show you something, which is what you're going to see. I am going to be using this, but my finger, my thumb, had a little bit of ink. And you're going to think, ah, what are you going to do? There's several things you can do. You can stamp sentiments on here. You can also, because it's a little bit black, so I'll probably do a stamping instead. Or quite frankly, this is really good to die cut, and you can put it on top of anything. Just in case you do make that error, I am still using it, and I'm just gonna, and you'll see in the end when I end up sharing this card. But anyway, this one's called Dancing Joy. And then that's what it looks like on the cardstock. And this one, let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a couple things about this one. This was the first one I stamped, and I kind of had to learn a little bit about what I was doing. So the first one I stamped, I pressed, there was some ink on my stamp, and I pressed right there, and I got that. I was so disappointed. But here's the cool thing about this paper. You make a mistake on one side, you just flip it over, and you can stamp it. And I knew exactly what I needed to do, but this was a learning thing, and I really should, this is why it's really good. Whoops, that's the wrong one. It's a good thing to stamp your images on a different cardstock, just to get to know your stamps too, and this doesn't hurt anything before you use the paper if you want to. But it does stamp differently. This paper is different than the cardstock I used. So I also did it a second time. Like I said, this was my first stamp, and I made some errors. There was ink on the outside, and again I pressed, and that was my mistake because that, that shouldn't happen. And so again, I am going to use this, and I'm going to stamp something along the side. I'm not wasting it. I'm not throwing it away because I know I can use it, and it won't be a big deal. But anyway, I've got two of them that I'll be making. And then the last one I want to share with you is called Endless Knowledge. Now, if you look at this, it looks like everything on there is kind of dark and black. It's just the way the carrying sheet, or the, if you want to call it carrier sheet, or they call it a cover, looks. But when you go to stamp it, this is what you get. And it's beautiful. And then again, that's what it was like on the cardstock. So those are basically the scenes, and that's what they look like. Now, I wanted to do a really quick sample for you so you could see what it looks like just on little tags. And these tags are really cool. They are from Sentimentally Yours, and this is the smallest tag in that set. And I just wanted to show you how they do look together. They come with an inside part and a back. It's not really inside, but it's on the top. And that's how they go together. This would make a fabulous little gift, tag, whatever you want to do with it. It would be super cute. You could even make this a small little card by putting this on a fold. It would be super cute. But anyway, I wanted you to see how all of these small stamps have the detail, and it's really, really nice. I'm going to get these laid out a little bit better so I can tell you quickly. Because again, you'll even look at this and you're going to think, oh, that's going to be really super dark because the way that the cover sheet looks. But no, it doesn't. Look at that. It's really, really cute. So a lot of these I'm going to be coloring in, and I just wanted to show you what it's like if you just stamp them. So let's get going with that. And this one happens to be my absolute favorite, Time for Tea. And you can see the little bunny and the little teacups that are sitting on each one of the branches and the clock. And this, like I said, it's called Time for Tea. Super cute. And we'll keep going. This one right here, again, if you look at this, it does not look as clear on the cover label. But when you look at the stamping on that, you can see all the details. It's really cute. So let's get this one. And then our next one is Make a Wish. And even in this cover sheet, it's almost hard to see his eye. But look, you can see his eye. It looks really cute. So, really cute tags. And I am using all different kinds of variety of paper from Fairy Hugs. Okay, and let's see. This one is called Hello Hydrangea. And again, I want you to look at the cover sheet. It looks not very clear, but look what you really get. You really get the detail from those flowers and the little bees. Super cute. And then another one of my favorites. Let's see what I did with the... There it is. This one's called Fairy Little Things. And if you look at that adorable fairy and look at the detail on those mushrooms. Super, super cute. So that's that one. The next one is called Joy Wings. And again, this looks pretty good on the cover sheet. But look at this. You can see all those little music notes in that one. And then that's the sentiment you have. Joy gives wings to your heart. Super cute. And then we have Treasure Quiet. And again, it looks a little dark in there. But look what you get on that owl. That is amazing in the little books. And it says, treasure the quiet moments. And then we have Much Joy. And again, this is one of my favorites. You can see the details in the moon and the little deer and the cluster of pine trees. And it says, may your joys be many and your troubles be few. And again, these are quite small. This is my thumbnail, and you can see that the detail is there. And then the last one we have is called Dragon Steps. And again, if you look at that, it looks a little dark. There's not as much details in the dragon, but look at the details in that dragon and what he is standing on. And again, the sentiment isn't, it's really a little bit bigger than my thumb. And this one says, this journey is yours. Enjoy each and every step. And it goes, these match up really well with the magical circle, the big magic circles, the bigger ones. And they look really cute together too, like if you were going to do them as a set, or if you wanted to put them on an envelope to match. They look really cute together. I was going to quickly see if I can find that matching one to show you. I mean, but by themselves, they're fabulous as well. So it's always like the last one I try to find. Whoops. There we go. Okay. So you can see what I'm saying. They look really cute together. They can. That's not the same paper, but I'm just saying they look really cute. So that's all I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you how great these stamped up. And I'm going to be making several projects with these, and we'll be sharing them with you over the next couple of weeks, if not months, the way things are going, so I have so many. So again, thanks for stopping by, and I hope that inspired you or helped you make a decision if there was a specific stamp that you wanted, and we'll be seeing you again soon.